when we took over back in the 2016-2017 season, a few years ago, we had one aim, and that was to roll back the years and win the Premier League once again with the 94-95 champions in Blackburn Rovers. Now, there were points throughout this season where we were 10 points adrift, where it seemed like we had the Premier League in the bag. But, as expected, injuries, second season syndrome, and to be fair, the amount of BS games we've lost when we've completely dominated and conceded from a stupid goal or hit the post 4 times in a game and things like that have been ridiculous. And it all comes down to this game. As you guys can see, since the last episode, where we shouldn't have drawn 1-1 to Liverpool, but Thomas Callas decided to score an own goal. We drew 0-0 against Southampton. Didn't exactly play brilliantly. Neither did Southampton. We had a goal disallowed that should have stood. And as a result of that goal being disallowed, I got a touchline ban. Now, fortunately for me, despite the touchline ban, we still won the game against Wolves. And this game against Wolves was a must-win. Chances were that Man United were going to win their game against bottom of the league in Brighton, which they did. And that has now, because David Dunn helped me win that game, of course, it's left us in this scenario now where there's 2 points between us and Manchester United. Now, we go to Old Trafford needing nothing less than a win. A draw would not be enough for us to win the title, let alone a loss. We need to win. If we win, it puts us on 89 points and makes us Premier League champions. But a part of me is strangely confident. We played Man United earlier on in the season in the UEFA Super Cup and beat them 3-2. We played United in the EFL quarter-final earlier on in the season. We won 2-1. We then played them again somewhere in the Premier League, and granted Saul got sent off, we still won 2-0. So we've played Man United 3 times so far this season and beat them every single time. But this is the most important of the two. So this is what the Premier League table looks like. It's going to be one hell of a final day of the season. Chelsea could get relegated. Stoke and everyone above are, however, safe. And question is, can we stop Morata, the absolute goal machine, from grabbing a goal? We've got injuries galore. Well, it's not that bad actually at the moment, to be fair. It's also worth mentioning as well that in the Wolves game, Varela got sent off. Demirbay is still out injured, but of course our front players like Piaka's only just come back from injury. Nyang and Nano, I believe, have only just come back from injury, so it's going to be tough. But you know what? I'm sick and tired of talking about this game. I feel like I've been talking about that my gut feeling always told me the Premier League this season was going to come down to this game at Old Trafford. I've been going on and on and on about it. Let's just jump straight into the game and get it over and done with. We might win, we might lose. And as you may have noticed, next season we're going on a pre-season tour of Turkey. But hopefully the players aren't on holiday yet and we can win the Premier League first. This is it. Us against Manchester United. Is Pogba injured already? What the hell? What's wrong with him? So this is what it comes down to. Whoever wins this game, it's that simple, wins the Premier League. Man United, Mourinho's Man United, starting off with a 4-1-4-1, which is quite interesting to see. But then again, to be fair, it's what they've played against us most of this season. Like I said, we played them 3 times this season and beat them every single time. We, however, go with a slightly different lineup. I'm putting Varjek on the line here. He has to perform as far as I'm concerned. Varela keeps getting himself sent off, and Fabio no longer has the legs, in my opinion, to keep up. So he's got to perform. Danny Bath comes in at centre-back because Dumic's form has been a bit iffy. Douglas plays instead of Romeu in the defensive midfield position. Douglas and me are slightly getting on a little bit better now. Might offer him a new contract in the summer. We'll have to wait and see. Rog comes in centre midfield alongside Alenya because Demirbay is injured, with the front 3 of Nyang, Gray and Piaka. Nano is ready, however, to come off the bench if needed. Man United, they've got the Premier League top goal scorer. Probably is going to win the Ballon d'Or or something, the amount of goals he's scored on his own this season. Morata, Bernardeschi and Hazard on the 2 flanks. Saul, who of course got sent off against us early on in the season, which was a godsend. Let's hope he can get sent off again. in midfield with Pogba, Blind playing as a defensive midfielder in front of Lindelof and De Vrij, and Hysaj and Luke Shaw along with De Gea between the sticks for basically to TLDR it. We should be losing this game about 4-0. We need to win this game. I'm not going to bother getting the Premier League table up. We know what needs to happen. Tactically, we're starting off on standard. I'm actually keeping the IWBs for now, because I feel like with them playing this 4-1-4-1, it'll be kind of useful for these guys to help out our central midfielders, particularly with Rog in there, who's not as hard as some of the others. But as always, we'll tweak as we go along. And like I said, so far this season, we beat Man United every time we've had to face them. Let's hope we can do it one last time. 5 minutes in, first highlight of the game is going to be a free kick. Hazard trying to whip it in, and that's actually one area that Man United are really, really strong from. Then again, you look at the quality players they've got in their side. It's not really surprising, is it? Saul is going to pick the ball up. Really good defending there from Niang. Twisting and turning, and Rajkovic is going to try and help us counter-attack, but it's a bit of a poor kick, to be honest. I've actually told the players to use short passing and retain possession this game, because Man United, they're a team that want to play on the counter-attack. So even though we like to play on the counter-attack too, I feel like if we can avoid direct passes and hold on to the ball, you know, the more misplaced passes we avoid, the less likely they are to capitalise on a mistake from us. But forget mistakes. Niang has put us 1-0 up against Man United. We need to win this game to win the Premier League. And there it is. 5 or 6 minutes in, I think it was, and we're 1-0 up against Man United. It's been a very, very equal battle so far, but most importantly, we're going to have to tell the lads to tighten up, you know, just to make sure they remain focused. Nano is on the bench if he's going to be needed in the second half, but so far so good. Possession-wise, Man United have had slightly more of the ball than us, but I don't really mind too much about that. Our IWBs, it seems like it's going according to plan in terms of trying to prevent Man United really from playing passes centrally in the middle of the park, and so far we've not really seen much from either of the two sides. The only highlight I think we've seen in this entire first half is our goal, but there's still 45 minutes to play, so for that reason I need to tell the players not to get complacent out there. Man United, right, they've now switched to a 4-2-3-1, it seems, from that 4-1-4-1 they started off with, where Daley Blind was kind of playing as the defensive midfielder. Luke Shaw is going to be slightly more offensive now. And I assume, obviously, this is Mourinho knowing that they need at least a draw. They only need one goal here. Lucas Lima's playing as the kind of AMC. So for that reason, Douglas is going to be told to man mark him. And let's have another look as well. Obviously, I mean, you know, there's not really much point in trying to deal with Hazard and Bernardeschi specifically, even though I'm kind of like remembering Herrera man-marking Hazard out the Man United-Chelsea game in real life, obviously. We've just got to make sure that these guys are man-marking correctly. So in this case, Piaka isn't, obviously, because of the formation change that happened at half-time. So Piaka being on the left will man-mark Bernardeschi on the right. Niang being on the right is still man-marking Eden Hazard on the left. Other than that, let's jump straight back into the game. Actually, tell a lie, I'm going to bring on Dumic for Bath, simply because Bath is a bit on the slower side. He's not exactly had the best first half. Well, so far so good, but, you know, you can't really rule out Man United. Played them 3 times so far this season, won all 3 times. And this is what it's coming down to. Douglas, who appears once again, but it is going to be won in the air by Man United. Did feel like we've had far too many men forward there. Hazard looking to break, shoots, and it's just gone wide. But the question is, from a free kick, you know, situation like that, how do we ensure we don't throw as many players forward? Right, okay, I've just made changes to our set pieces, just to, you know, make sure that we don't throw too many players forward from a silly free kick like that. Piaka's on 71% and 6.6, and to be fair, the physio did tell me to sub him off in the 60th minute, because he's just come back from injury. The problem is I look on the bench and I don't really feel like I see anyone who could come off for him. But what we're going to do is move Niang to the left-hand side, Gray onto the right-hand side, then play Nano down the middle. And that's kind of like the killer combination we had that grabbed us a few goals earlier on in the season. Douglas is looking nervous, so Romeu could very well make an appearance in the second half. It's good to see Varjek on a 7.1 as well, but this is a thing, guys. We're at Old Trafford, and Man United need only one goal really to really turn this game upside down. Luke Shaw is gonna throw the ball to Lucas Lima. It's a really good header from Morata. Saul whips it in. What's going on there? What is going on there? Defence is all over the place. So formation-wise, they brought on Schneiderlin just to be that. Yes, they've got good players. God damn it! What's Rajkovic going to do here? He's going to roll it out to Dumic. Oh God! What are they doing? Rajkovic is getting sold in the summer. I don't care what anyone's saying. You, mate, bold guy, are getting sold in the summer. I don't care if Iker Casillas is your idol or Manuel Neuer is your idol. You're a Chelsea supporter. Chelsea are probably getting relegated, mate. Is that why you're pissed off and you're playing it out the back? You'd think you'd prefer Blackburn to... Oh, God. Rant over. Okay, so... slow the pace down, which is what we want. Fewer riskier passes. And just tell him to bloody just hoof the ball forward now. Stop trying to pass it out the back like that. That was scary stuff. 69th minute. Let's continue as Man United themselves continue to pile on the pressure. Haisaj now. Man United starting to throw men forward. They know they need a goal. One goal is all they need to secure themselves the Premier League title. Nano. Oh, send him off. Send him off, ref. Hazard on the counter-attack. Oh. Well, that's changed things. Okay, so... Oh. What do we do here, then? What do we do now? I don't think we have much of a choice, really. We've got to go for it. We've got to throw whatever we have forwards. Yeah. Tell these guys to attack. Once again, it's the manner of the goals. How have we conceded that goal? You know what I mean? This is why I feel like as a manager, everything that's happened to us in this second half of the season, all them games that were draws that we should have won, and them stupid goals where our opposition have one shot on target and score from, I can't explain them. And you don't see that happen in real football either. I'm being controversial here, I'm just being honest. Some of the stuff that happens on a regular basis in Football Manager, you do not see in real football. I understand that players cock up. I understand that mistakes are made. And I still can't grasp, after all these years of playing Football Manager, whether it's the match engine, you know, just trying to portray that you should concede a goal in a really weird way, or what the logic behind it is. I don't know. We're going to go with two up top. I feel like you have to in this kind of scenario. Is Andre the man we really want playing through the middle? It's probably more like Marco Rog who we want playing through the middle. And we'll move Douglas to there and make Romeu more of a ball winner. Actually, we've got to make these guys wing backs as well. We've got to throw men forward at this point, guys. You know, I'm not really entirely sure what we can do. We have to be a little bit more direct. We've got 20 minutes to go and we need a goal from somewhere. If we concede again, we concede again. But I'd rather we concede trying to get that goal that will win us the Premier League than... I mean, like, for example, what's he doing? I don't care right now. We're going route one. Pump that ball into the box. We're very, very... I'm going to play like this because it's going to be going back and forwards between the tactics screen a lot now, understandably. So, target man up front. How we looking? Obviously, yeah. We've thrown away the Premier League. Who better to hold on to a lead than Jose Mourinho? Dumic needs to win that ball in the air, and he does. Nano plays in Yang. This is tough for Yang. He really needed a miracle there. He had enough men coming behind him. You know, he could have held that up. That was the last attack of the game. And the full-time whistle is going to blow now. And Man United take a crucial point. They've won the Premier League. Played them 3 times so far this season. beat them 3 times so far this season. And despite having a 10-point gap or whatever it was at Christmas, we've thrown away the Premier League. I think that's the story of our second half of the season. We got nothing to spend in January, despite being 10 points clear. Teams around us and teams in the Premier League strengthened, especially teams like Man United. And games that were probably wins in the first half of the season became draws. And this has happened. Chelsea have stayed up, beating Reading 2-0. Right, they were playing against each other. Burnley get relegated, which is nice for us, but I don't really care about them, to be honest. We wanted to win the Premier League. That is it. We received 36.5555. See, this is the thing. We were unbelievable first half of the season. And then you got games like this. Or like this especially. Where it made no sense how, we've not gotten 3 points. And Man United were just so good to the point where every time we slipped up like this, they got all 3 points. And they eventually narrowed the gap. Or games like this, where it's just, I still can't believe we lost, or we drew to Liverpool and lost to Spurs. The manner in which Balde Keita scored that goal for Spurs, where it looked like our goalkeeper was just, he got stuck on, like his studs got stuck on the grass or something, and he slipped rather than saving the ball. This season went from amazing, beating United in the Super Cup, getting out of our Champions League group, making the FL Cup final, to losing the FL Cup final, getting knocked out of the Champions League in the same week, and then it all crumbled down, and games like this made the difference. There will be another episode where not only will we try and win something this season that isn't the UEFA Super Cup by winning the FA Cup final, but we'll also take a look at stats and what's happened in other countries and stuff like that. And it's just such a disappointing end to the season. And on that note, a disappointing end to this episode. If you liked the episode, hit the like button. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to continue this save. I'm not really sure how much further I can take them. I just don't get why they've given me 54 million quid to spend this summer and not in January when we were 10 points clear. But I guess that's the Venkies for you.